First of all, I would say thank you for coming for my presentation. My name is Joanna Hedier, and I will be presenting Cyber Threat Intelligence Plan. I will start with cyber threats attacks. There are several types of attackers, tasks, and methods. I will be presenting to you who those cyber actors are and what is the intention of their attacks, and also what intention methods of attack they might use. The first potential threat actors are hacktivists. With this type of many cases, their desire for publicity leads them to be more openly destructive than other types of threat actors. They range from individuals to loosely connected groups to well-founded proxies. For government and military forces, their action is disruptive with the aim of expressing their political or social beliefs. The next is the intelligence consumer. This type of actor develops threat intelligence requirements. You must also understand the needs of the people and systems the intelligence is using. Those needs include both the information and contact people required to do their job and the formats that make information accessible to people and security system. The next actor I will talk about is the cyber espionage agent. He or she targets a wide range of IP and confidential information that can be used to short product. They are involved in stealing confidential information to obtain commercial, economic, political, or military advantages. So they are not going to be interested in money like cyber criminals who are just motivated by financial gain. Cyber criminals, actors just want to get into personal accounts is to be directly converted to cash or monetize. They will be only interested in financial industries. The next type is the sponsor attackers who are into manipulating an organization's data by gaining sustained access to IT infrastructures. Those advanced persistent threats a long time to detect. These advanced persistent threats take a long time to detect. Average time is about 5 months. So they are cyber actors. Now I will talk about their intentions and capabilities. Okay, now I will start with cyber criminals. They use mass phishing campaigns. These campaigns are used to deliver malware payloads, and emails usually include a strong social engineering component. The next are hacktivists, who are not motivated by money. Instead, they have a burning wrench them. That for whatever reason has been directed at you. They often work alone, making their attacks extremely difficult to predict or even respond to quickly. Now we have the state-sponsored attacker. In reality, they are far less common than cybercriminals and hacktivists. The state-sponsored attacker are not usually interested in money, but data and gaining sustained access to IT infrastructure. The last is the insider threat. These are simply normal employees who want to be helpful and end up giving sensitive data to the wrong person. They are dangerous and often hard to spot. They may steal proprietary assets for resale on the dark web, simply send sensitive data to anybody who asks. And the hard part, of course, is distinguishing these actions from all the illegitimate activity that occurs every day on your network. Now, what threat actors' potential attack methods are? There are many of them, but I will present those important you should be aware of. First is ATP, which is Advanced Persistent Threat. This type of method is characterized by more sophisticated and concentrated efforts. focus on a single target. ATPs are generally meant to obtain classified sensitive information and have been used predominantly against technology or process will stop an APT, and traditional security methods are proving to be ineffective against these threats. The second one is DDoS, which means distributed denial of service. These rather go after victims than stealing information. DDoS attacks typically consist of flooding the network with packets with huge amounts of data. They block successfully access to an internet domain. So what should we do? Do not make this happen. The answer is simple. If companies follow basic security best practices, their financial payment processing, trading networks, and other core infrastructure will not be sitting wide open on the internet vulnerable to attack. CMP, it means cross-platform malware. These days, malware is not longer executed for Windows operating systems only. The economic incentive to build cross-platform malware for cybercriminals rises with the growing number of systems using different operating systems, such as iOS. The next category of malware is metamorphic and polymorphic malware. This type of methods poses the single biggest threat to organizations across the world because it's easily evidence detection and conventional antivirus programs. Businesses are in the risk of getting this malware by using open source web applications. The last, I will talk about the phishing method. This vector generally operates via email, and the idea of email is based in the principle of non-exclusive communication, which essentially means it allows anyone to contact anyone else regardless of who they are. This characteristic create creatures loophole where an aspiring attacker may exploit a feature which makes non-exclusive communications possible. So that's all about the cyber methods, but I will presenting the most dangerous, very practical cyber kill chain developed by Lockheed Martin. I will present briefly 7 essential steps. The first step is reconnaissance. To select the target, it could be the company or person. It takes weeks or even months to detect. The next step is weaponizing. The target will re-engineer some core malware to suit his purpose using sophisticated techniques. This process can take 1 to 3 months. The next one is delivering weaponizing bundle to the victim via email, web, USB, and more. After delivery, exploitation. It is stage exploiting a vulnerability to execute code on victim system commands channel for remote manipulations of victim is the objective. This process takes a few hours only. The next stage is installations of remote access. Trojan or backdoor on the victim systems that allows the adversary to maintain persistence inside the environment. On command and control stage is the defender's last best chance to block the operations by blocking the hands on the keyboard. Access inside the target environment. The last step is action on objectives. The longer the adversary has this level of access, the greater this impact. The greater the impact. Defenders must detect this stage as quickly as possible and deploy tools which will enable them to collect forensic evidence. Only now, after progressing through the first six phases, can intruders take action to achieve their original objectives. That was the final of my presentation. Is there any questions, concerns? Please ask. Don't hesitate. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Bye.